In previous video, I have promised you that I'll talk about very important concept in Python. Well, return keyword is a very important concept in Python, specifically when we use function. Well, if you don't understand this return keyword, or specifically we just write this like this, return. Well, R is like not capital. So when I write return, it is a reserved keyword. So see, just as color is changed. So we just talk about this. Well, before that, let's have a very simple function. I want to define a function like num1, num2. So, well, num1 plus num2. And well, I want to have this sum, well, 10 and 5 is a very simple function. Now let's print this. What will be the output? See, we have defined a very simple function, num1 and num2. We have added both of them, just num1 plus num2, and we have just called that function. Let's see what will be the output. I just want to run this. It has written none, means nothing. Well, absence of value. Well, function is like that. Function always returns something. Either it's none or a number or a value or something which we want. So in function, there is two things. Like if function does not return anything, it automatically returns none. Well, we have seen here. How cool is that? Now let's try this keyword. We have talked about this keyword. Like we just return this. Return num1 plus num2. Let's see. It's 15. Like before that, it did not print anything. It did not show anything because it did not return anything. It just returned none. None means nothing in Python. This is a very special data type as well. So it will return as value something. So there are two things very specified about the function. Let me tell you. One is, well, a function does one thing really great. Really well, for example. And secondly, a function should return something. That's obvious, because if a function does not return anything, it will return, well, none. So it always returns something. So these two sentences and these two statements are very important for anyone when learning Python or learning function specifically in Python. So you have learned about both of them. Let's try something else. Like let's have this function like sum number1 plus number2 plus, well, we have did this. Now we can call it like this as well, like total sum 20 and 10. Okay, and we just call this total. Just print this total. Okay, does it show anything? Well, let's try. Let's see. Yes, it has shown something like 30. How cool is that? It's very simple. And even simpler, even more than this, even very easy thing I just can do, like 10. I want to call again like 40 and total. Let's have another bracket as here. 70. Even became simpler because 10, 30 plus 40 is 70. What if we have, like, I want to clean this. We have another function, like, let me comment out this. Later on, we'll talk about this. Num1, num2. Well, let's have another function, and here we have num1, num2, and it will return something like num1 plus num2. Okay, it has returned something, and let me clear the console. Like, let's have this total as sum of 10 and 20, and we have just print this total. Well, does it print something? Well, let's see. At none. Well, why it is like this? Because we have seen here this is a nested function. We have two functions. We have this sum, and we have another function, like, well, another function, but it is like nested. See, one thing is very clear. I just want to tell you that we just see the name of the function. We have defined this function as sum. The color is like very, very great. And we have another function, like another func, but the color is very, very weak. You know why? Because we just returned this sum function. We have returned something, but here we have not returned anything. We have not seen anything as return. So how we can solve this? Let's have another return, like return num1, well, plus num2. We have returned something. Let's see what happens here. Well, that's 30. The value is great. The value what we wanted, well, it is the same thing. It has printed what we wanted here. So you have to watch this video time and again, because it's very complicated. We have seen here many things. We have talked about the nested function. We have talked about the simple function which we had here, like we have called the function and we have assigned that function to total, like the number, and we have sum of this total with another number. We have used multiple times. So this is, well, nested function. Well, in function, we have talked function returns something, either none or a value. And why we use this return keyword regularly, and what is the purpose of return keyword, like other than this returning something and function. So return will return means to exit the program, to function. How cool is that? And how we can say that a return means to exit the function, to complete the function. After that return we cannot have anything. Like how? Let's see here. Let's see function hello. We have here this return. Well, for example, this, the last return. Let's run this. Well, 30. We have not seen this hello. Why is like that? Now, if it is very complicated for you, now let's comment out this, and we just show this function is very simple. So we have return here, and after return I will have you seen something like when I press enter, well, it will start from the starting of the line. It is not indented. Well, we just keep this, we print something, well, hello, and now see 70. Where is this statement? This statement is not printed because this return, when we have written this return, it means you have to exit this function. You have to, means after this, well, Python interpreter will consider this the end of the function. After this it will not accept anything. It will not like allow us to print something, to have something in this, well, function. So is very important as well. This concept was very, very important. But in the next video we'll talk about methods and functions. So what will be the difference between methods and function? We have talked about the functions clearly. Everything we have covered up, and we have talked about the return keyword. We have talked about, well, the specification of this return keyword in function, and specifically in Python functions. So we have talked about the methods as well. In the next video, we'll talk about the differences and, well, everything about them.